So she's saying, why are guys intimidated by an independent woman? I'm not intimidated by an independent woman. I'm not intimidated by any woman, because intimidated means I feel like you're better than me in some way. Physically speaking, I'm the only women I'm intimidated by are like women that weigh the same as me and like are purple belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu and above. Okay? I will be intimidated by those women in the context of a grappling match. Okay? I will be, because clearly the skill level's there. Right? That's about the context of intimidation I'll be. All right? But again, what is the modern woman's tool? The number one thing they know how to use that is actually their weakness: shame. Okay? Shame is their number one weakness. And so they are trying to shame the men by calling them insecure, okay? By calling them intimidated, all emotionally driven attacks. Why are men intimidated by independent women? This fucking bitch is not even independent. I guarantee you her dad is giving her money for something. Because people who work for everything and are hard workers, they're not insufferable like her at all.
I mean, in simple terms, a woman who doesn't need a man but wants a man and wants to be also. I mean, I can provide in my own ways, and the man will provide in his own ways. However that dynamic works, it'll work.
Okay, so you said a woman who doesn't need a man but wants a man.
Yeah.
So what do you mean by, like, I'm trying to understand, what do you mean by not?
I mean, I'm not a child. I don't need a parent. You know, I want to be in a partnership. I want somebody who will, if I'm young.
See, so right there, he's asking like, what's independent woman? She automatically showed the world her frame right there. When a man is better than her, smarter than her, and superior to her, it triggers her inferiority complex. And she says, I don't need a parent. So really, what this really triggers back to is her dad. Her dad is the backbone of all her issues right now. No one's going to tell me otherwise. I personally think, and I could be wrong, and I'm man enough to admit that I'm wrong, but from my analysis of this chick, I'm pretty sure she is salty about the traditional gender roles, because I'm pretty sure she saw her dad like cheating on the mom and the mom still staying with her. And that's why she hates these traditional gender roles.
Younger than him, for example, I want him to strive to raise me to his level. Just like I feel like a top tier men are drawn to people who they want to be their peers eventually. They like lifting people up, and I think that in a relationship it should be the same.
Well, I think for me,
and that's the thing. No, because what she's looking for is more parasitic. Okay, you don't get in a relationship with a woman to bring her up to the same level as you in regards to everything, and that's what she's talking about: financially, emotionally, mentally, all that stuff, right? When you get in a relationship with a girl, she has to level up with you. That's for sure. But not how she's saying it here.
I think you're viewing it like as a woman. I think it's hard to view it as a man. I think it's a reality thing, because there's certain things that you value that men wouldn't value. So for example, if let's say you made $200,000 a year, right? And your man made $50,000 a year, you would eventually want him to get there. Is that fair to say, ladies?
Absolutely.
And if he was lazy and he didn't want to get there, he wanted to stay at 50,000, would that be a turnoff? If he didn't want to get better?
Yeah, it's not about laziness.
See, no, and then he's saying, would that be a turnoff? And she's like, well, it's not about laziness, and let me try to strangle off the conversation here as well.
Here's another example. If I wanted,
and here, let me manipulate the conversation anymore. So again, and this is how fast, dude, guys, this is 1 minute and 39 seconds into the fucking video here. But I'm trying to show you the speed of deception and manipulation and social prowess that women have. Now, she's a hyper manipulator. She's an exceptional piece of shit, quite frankly. But I want to break this down for you guys so you can understand it in your life. Because these chicks will do this shit to you in the office. These chicks will do it to you in the corporate world. They will do it to you in the gym. They will do it to you everywhere, okay? I used to work at this gym, right? It was called Metro 24/7 Fitness in Orlando, right? It was on University. No. It was on Alpha and Colonial, right? And this chick, her name was Natalie, right? And Natalie's flirting with me. Natalie wanted the pipe, right? But I really wasn't feeling it because she's like, we should go hang out and chill. And I was like, no, I should go straight to your house because based upon the way you look, that's how I feel your level of investment. Like, the level of investment I should give you. Like, you're not a girl that's pretty enough to go out on drinks and girl that's pretty enough to go out and have dinner and stuff. You are, I can go straight to your house. We can watch a movie, have sex, and then I'll go home and, we'll see where it goes from there, right? If the sex and personality is good, maybe you can get more access to me. She didn't like the fact that I didn't want to take her out. What ended up happening was she would listen to me and she would, listen to me being like, because at that time they only paid me minimum wage. It was like $7 something, right? And I was working my side hustle at the same time while going to school full time. So she was like, well, I told her I'm not going to do certain things because the company doesn't pay me enough. I said, they're paying me $7 an hour. I'm going to give them $7 an hour worth of work, right? This company ended up going out of business. It was run by these two gay guys. It was a complete fucking mess. They went bankrupt. They stole a bunch of credit cards information. They charged a bunch of money. It was just a corrupt organization that they were running. It was really pieces of shit running this place. They deserved to go out of business. Anyways, so one day I get a fucking phone call out of nowhere, and then they're like, oh, listen, man, Natalie wrote a long-ass letter to management explaining your bad behavior, and you're fired, right? And I had sat next to this bitch. She had been my friends with me. She was flirting with me, touching my arm. She wanted to get fucked, but I didn't give her what she wanted, which was the level of attention and investment that she felt like she deserved, and ended up manipulating the whole situation, making me look like a terrible employee, writing a huge letter in the corporate world to get me fired. And she says, due to me pointing out this fucking piece of shit employee, I feel like I should be leveled up. I should get more responsibilities, aka I should get more money. Okay? Those kind of women are out there. This chick is a danger to society. This chick is not a good person. Okay? This chick is a liability to have around.
I wanted to study something, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to work for the next 8 years, medical school, for example. Then if my man, that I wouldn't be able to.
Let's go back.
At 50,000, would that be a turnoff?
So, okay, I have to replay this. So he's saying, if your man made 50,000 a year, you made 200,000, but he didn't want to fucking work hard to get to 200,000, would that be unattractive? Yes or no? Would his laziness be attractive?
Want him to get there. Is that fair to say, ladies?
Absolutely.
And if he was lazy and he didn't want to get there, he wanted to stay at 50,000, would that be a turnoff? If he didn't want to get better?
Yeah, it's not about laziness. Here's another example. If I
It's not about laziness. All right. What's it about?
wanted to study something, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to work for the next 8 years, medical school, for example, then if my man is willing to support me, I want him to eventually be happy with my success.
Yeah. So let me finish my example, and I want to answer.
So what the fuck does that even mean? Well, what was the hell was that example? I want my man to be happy with my success. We're not even fucking talking about that. I think Fresh is kind of onto it because you look at his face right here. He's like, what is this fucking bitch talking about? I have no idea why this chick is being paraded around on all these fucking channels with her idiotic stances. Like she was on the what's that guy's name? The Saws Talk with Rollo and Torsha. Torsha, I get it because she's writing the coattails of Rollo, right? And so that's fine, whatever. Let her do her fucking thing. And at least she's like putting out some decent content on her channel. But this other chick is just so vapid and useless. I have no idea why they're parading her around, and all they're doing is fueling her insufferability because she's like, look at me, I'm being around, I'm on this show, I'm on this show, I'm on this show, blah blah blah.
Answer your question. So the point is that you guys want a man to get on your level. So guys, if a woman was making $50,000 and you're making 200,000, do you want her to make 200,000? Is that a priority for you guys?
No. Not
Not
at
a
all.
priority.
So you see, guys, they don't view it that way.
Mhm.
They like you gotta think about it. Men are conditioned to protect and provide from thousands of years. So men are not looking for a teammate who can do what they do. You know, like it's like the best way I can break it
But
down
it's
is
not about doing. Sorry.
See that she can't even control the vitriol coming out of her mouth. She's, I can start to cut you off. I can't even control myself, and that's why good on Torsha or Tori, whatever the hell her name is, who called her out, and she's like, I can see that you're triggered. She's like, I'm not triggered, when she actually clearly was very, very, very triggered. This chick also has fucking some sort of emotional trauma, something rooting from her childhood for sure, and that's why she's so like loud and insufferable.
Sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah.
I apologize. But it's not about doing what they do. It's about doing me and being supported and
So here's
supported
Doing me and being supported. Okay, so I want to be in a relationship. I want to be acting completely independently on my own while still receiving the benefits from the man in the relationship.
She belongs to the streets.
emotionally and
here's a problem. A man with options can choose. And unfortunately, you're the worst option. No disrespect.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, that's fantastic. I forgot he said that.
No disrespect. Because here's the reality. There's two guys, right?
Mhm.
There's a guy that makes 500,000. All things are equal. They're both handsome. They're both tall. They're both successful in their own sense, right? One is a successful teacher making 50,000. One is a successful doctor making 500,000. Which one is more attractive?
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I blinked out a second ago.
Okay, cool. So
What an arrogant bitch. It's like she doesn't even pay attention to the context of the argument because she's so deluded in her own fucking egocentric view of the world. Only thing that matters is what she says.
there's
My
two
brain went to La La Land.
guys and everything is equal. Okay.
Thank you.
one of them makes 50,000.
Uh-huh.
One of them makes 500,000.
Mhm.
Which one is more attractive? Everything is equal.
It's okay to say the truth.
I know.
It's okay to
I
say the truth, right?
Listen.
The feminism in her won't allow it.
No.
guys.
I'll answer honestly.
She's
I want an
joking.
equal partner.
I'm just as mesmerized by fancy, shiny things as any other person is. I find that sometimes men who have a lot
No.
become entitled.
Listen.
Yeah, see, and good on him for fucking. I think his name's Afiz. Good on him for cornering her and locking her down. But look how she's trying to wiggle out of it. You see?
Listen, I just said
Equal.
everything was equal.
Okay, then yeah, for sure the man who has more because my life would be better.
Because you value that more. So what you got to understand is women who think independence, you like that in men.
Yeah.
A man being independent, a man not needing you, a man to be able to take care of his stuff on his own. That's what you value in men. Men don't want that in women. Because the reality of the matter is when a woman is really turned on by a man, when a woman is really in love with a man, when she really respects him, she becomes utterly dependent upon him because she does not want him to leave.
So here's what I don't like. My biggest fear is to lose my independence and to rely on somebody else.
No, your biggest fear is submitting to a man because you're afraid of getting hurt. That's all this girl is, guys. All her fancy words, all her manipulation, her endorsement of the LGBT community, the black community, Palestine, Israel, all the social razzle-dazzle, it is all to cover the fact that she is a hurt little girl. And this is all a defense mechanism. That's all this is. Okay? It is a self-preservation technique. Period. Nothing more. Nothing less. Smash like, by the way.
And know where that comes from? Where does that come from?
Oh.
I don't know. I mean, I've been independent since I was 18, and I think it's a very important thing to me.
I know, but where does that fear come from?
I don't know. I don't want to rely on anyone. I wasn't brought up to rely on anyone, and I don't think I
Exactly.
should.
That came. So what happened in childhood, either your experience showed you or somebody communicated that to you. Because you're talking about, I have a fear. You can't live your life according to fear. Imagine me saying, I have a fear of crashing on a plane. I can never get on the plane.
Damn.
So your whole relationship movement is based upon a fear. That's unhealthy. And so what I've noticed is a lot of women.
Did this chick really get pumped and dumped by Tristan Tate? That is fucking hilarious. Please tell me she had the arrogance to think that she could control Tristan. Please, somebody tell me. If you're a chick and you get involved with the Tate brothers, the only thing you need to get used to saying is yes, sir. Because that's the only thing those guys are going to tolerate. They literally do not need to put up with any bullshit from any fucking woman.
Women, when they move in a relationship, it's based out of fear. You can't live your life based upon fear.
I think it's unhealthy to put yourself in situations where you could potentially be left with nothing.
But that's
And then why did you suck Tristan Tate's dick? Oh, man. The man. Man. That is hilarious. They say one thing, but the actions show the truth every time.